My entitled sister freeloads for a living, so I cut contact with her.
Snip, snip.
This is a multi-decade family drama, and I've finally made some difficult decisions, but they've left a bitter taste in my mouth, so I need some advice. My sister, 45, let's call her Amy, was badly bullied at school. She also has a horrible relationship with my dad who struggles to control his emotions and was verbally aggressive when we were kids. Things got better, and I managed to build a reasonable relationship with him, especially because, for the most part, he worked very hard to take care of his family. By the way, this comes from Admiral Dig 2306 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So Amy never forgot, and she's very open about hating everything about him. Well, everything except his money. Amy's experiences left her depressed and vulnerable. For a long time, my whole family tried to help. We supported her mentally and financially. We were available anytime she needed us, supported her therapy, and even helped her when she left her job almost 20 years ago. Sometimes people need a break, but this prolonged break has now turned into an entitled lifestyle, and it's out of control. Amy lives on benefits due to her disability. However, this is not the type of disability that prevents people from working and help from the family. She is so entitled that she can easily say things like, "Pick me up for a family gathering. It's not a big deal," while simultaneously refusing to be picked up by our dad, who lives close to her, and it's on his way.
That's why are you trying to be inconvenient on purpose?
I stopped giving her money after I lent her some, and we agreed she wouldn't have to pay it back if she went to work. I was hoping it would motivate her. Well, kind of. She worked for a few hours, then decided she didn't like it, then claimed she had fulfilled our agreement and refused to give me back my money.
What do you mean she went to work for a few hours? She got hired at a job and then quit after a couple hours?
Yeah, dude, she worked.
What do you mean?
Okay, you're missing the point where she worked.
Fair. He's like, I found a loophole in our agreement.
This was the last time I gave her anything. However, I didn't want to exclude her from a family vacation last year. That's when crap hit the fan. My husband and I invited my siblings with their spouses and kids, as well as my parents, for a small family vacation in the mountains. I'm betting you $10,000 this is in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm betting you $10,000 this is exactly where this happened.
I wouldn't take that bet because I bet you it's Pigeon Forge.
It's either one. They're like in the same place. That's my country. That's my neck of the woods right there.
That there's my neck of the woods there.
I paid for everything. We agreed on the location. I swear she's probably going to say cabin. And everyone got quite excited, especially because I live far away and I don't see my parents as often as I'd like to. Once everything was organized, Amy started bombarding me with messages, asking me to uninvite my dad. She was convinced he would ruin our vacation. I told her it wasn't an option. She said disgusting things about him. Mind you, this is the man who pays her bills every month, and tried to convince me she was doing it for my mom and the rest of the family. Based on her actions, people would assume he was really horrible to her. I understand he wasn't a perfect father to any of us, but he tried his best. And an adult should be able to recognize that. Anyway, I refused. Then she gave me an ultimatum. Him or her.
I like the next part of that sentence where she goes.
This was quite easy for me. I uninvited her and canceled her room in the hotel. The second I did that, I felt relief. My whole family, even my mom, supported this decision. The only person who did not support it was my dad. This is quite the twister.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's a dynamic between this sibling and the dad that no one's tapped into except for them.
I was extremely shocked when he called me, asking if he could give his room to Amy. He was under the impression that there weren't enough rooms in the hotel for her and that she had been randomly excluded.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
I see now.
Never mind.
I see. We got some line going on.
Yeah.
I almost exploded. I told my dad that this was her manipulating him after trying to ruin the holiday for the whole family. And no, he could not give it away. And no, he could not give away his room to her. We went on the holiday and it was all nice. I didn't share Amy's words about him with my dad because it would have broken his heart. But this situation opened my eyes to many others. Similar situations where Amy was playing the victim to benefit from it, usually financially. She emotionally manipulates people to get them to confirm they love her and then ask them for favors, always stating that it's not a big deal for them after all. Considering all of this, I decided to cut contact with her completely. We only argue anyway, and I left every conversation with her feeling tired and angry and unsettled. I mean,
I mean, that sounds like a no-brainer right there, especially when it's like,
that's just, she's going to try to get money out of you one way or another.
Maybe one day Amy will, look back and realize she made mistakes. Maybe she'll get into some therapy and realize,
something's going to have to happen to the dad where he doesn't financially support her, and then she will have to hit rock bottom for her to change her life.
I hate that that's probably exactly what has to happen.
I recognize that her laziness and entitlement are causing our family to drift apart. I finally told her all of this and went no contact. And now I feel guilty.
Oh, no. Did you explain to her why? That might be part of why you're feeling so guilty, is you didn't have the conversation with her as to why you're going no contact. And I bet you her response to it would make you feel a lot less guilty.
Yeah, and you probably needed that closure of releasing her.
Yeah, you needed to have some sort of dialogue instead of just making a decision.
She was left by her long-term partner because she refused to go to work, even though she's perfectly capable of doing so. I think she is extremely lonely. My mom has no option, and my other siblings have gone low contact too, though less drastically than I have. It's probably because over the years she expected the most from me, and I feel more used than they do. I started to think she will probably end up alone, and that makes me sad, but the thought of spending time with her also makes me sick.
Well, that's a hard thing to reckon with.
When I explained my point of view to her, my reasons for lacking respect, etc., she got offended. She called me judgmental and blind to what she brings to the family table. And that's the truth. I don't see a single positive quality that she brings to the table.
Oof, so sounds like maybe OP did have a conversation with her about it and brought up some of these things. And she said, "You don't even know how valuable I am. Remember when I worked for 3 hours that one time and stole your money from you? What if I did that to everyone?"
And yes, I am judgmental at this point because I feel tired of being used. I can't respect a 45-year-old living off of others and expecting constant help.
She's 45?
Oh, yeah, you forgot that part? She's been 45 this whole time.
No way!
Yeah.
OP says something about like a disability that like she makes her not able to work, but like she's like, but it not really. And it's like, I wonder what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like OP, it might, who knows? We don't have the full context for that, so OP might be in the wrong. Maybe this person really does have like a disability.
Yeah, we got to see what this disability is. I can't love her either, which is sad because I used to think she was my best friend. Am I the a-hole for hating her so much? And should I share my feelings with my dad and the disgusting things she says about him behind his back? Christmas is coming, and none of my family members want this drama. She will spend Christmas alone, and I feel bad, and I also feel it's deserved. She is a horrible person, but she is still a blood relative. Is it okay to dump a sister when you know how lonely she is? And we got some additional information. She has to take responsibility that she is lonely because it seems like she is pushing out people that don't agree with her lifestyle when her lifestyle is in shambles.
And I think that being, coddled by the dad or being, supported in this way for so long has completely robbed her of any feelings of responsibility.
Yeah.
And I do think that the dad deserves to know that he's being talked about like that.
Mm-hmm.
Be delicate about it though. Like, just let him know, like,
but I don't, would that be too far? Because once he knows this, he might even cut off financial support on her.
I mean, I guess once you hear that, you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
But if you want your sister to change as a person,
I mean,
she might need to hit rock bottom. Additional info. She's the oldest sibling. I am in my mid-30s working 2 jobs, a regular one and trying to build a business on the side. My hard work has never been appreciated or acknowledged. Over the years, I have been slapped countless times with compliments like, it's nothing for you, it's not a big favor to ask, or what's the problem? And we'll have a problem with you if you don't join us live every weekday on 3 p.m. PST on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and TikTok. Just join us, and we're probably live right now.
We won't have a problem with you if you don't join every time, but maybe just
I
join
will
once.
have a problem. I will have a problem with you if you don't join every time. I'm there. Why can't you be? She never even bothered taking her wallet out when my family went for weekly shopping or an occasional restaurant outing. Covering for her was always expected because she's such a poor girl. My husband despises her and has said countless times he'd rather see her languishing in the street rather than living with us when my parents stopped paying for her flat. The more I think about it, the more I agree with him. But her only response is always, but we're family. And after she does something horrible, she has the audacity to say in a sad voice, oh, why would anyone like me? Or, your husband never visits me. He must not like me. She's a master at making me feel sorry, bad, and guilty.
Wow.
Ooh,
Man, she's lucky she didn't say that to me, because I'd be like, how'd you know? Yeah, he
That-
doesn't. How'd you know?
That's so tough to lose respect for your sister like that. That was once your best friend.
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
You have no respect. You actually wish their
Well,
fluids were going down the drain on the side of the street.
I would like to think OP's being a little hyperbolic when saying that.
I don't know, man.
However, I'm
I saw
sure
symbolic.
they would feel relieved to no longer have to deal with them. Is probably
Yeah.
what that was
Yeah.
coming from. But yeah, you can't play that. You can't play that game with me, dude. I don't play a game. So if somebody comes up to me and goes, "Why don't you like me?" I'll be like, "Here's reason 1.
Oh,
Do you
thanks
want
for
more?
asking.
Here's reason 2." Like, but it really does take a lot for someone to get to that point with me. I can't even tell you like a list of 5 people that I don't like.
I can name one.
And because I usually, if I don't like somebody, I just don't really associate with them either.
Yeah.
It's hard when it's your sister.
I could probably name 6 for you.
The Jonas Brothers and then their exact clones.
Oh, wow.